Hi, students. Dr. Cohen here. I understand some of you have had some trouble with Perusall, so I'm making this quick video to see if I might be able to be helpful. If you still have additional questions, please know you are always welcome to either come to my office hours, which are on Mondays and Wednesdays at 11 over Zoom, or shoot me an email and we can come up with a different day and time. And I'm also available, if you need evenings or weekends because you work, I understand that. So just email me, offer some suggestions of times when we can meet, and we'll set something up and we can meet over Zoom. The advantages of meeting with me over Zoom is we can screen share, so I can show you some things. And in that regard, I wanted to say, first of all, for those of you that are worried about your Perusall grades, you have 16 Perusall readings throughout the semester and only the top 12 scores count. So that's the first thing to know. So if you didn't do well this first round, consider it a practice, let them go. You've got a buffer of 4 readings and only the top 12 will count out of the 16. Second, the maximum score in Perusall is 15. So if you got like a score of 12 and you thought, oh gosh, I got 12 out of 100, it's 12 out of 15. So, feel okay about that. The other thing is, for those of you that took the course orientation quiz and you never got 100%, you don't have access to the learning module. So you really can't access any of the assignments. So make sure that you do that. I'm going to go ahead and screen share and show you some stuff that might be helpful. Oh, wait a minute, before I do that, share sound. Okay, so let's start with this. First of all, once you get 100% in the course orientation, you will have access to all the learning modules. So let's go into module 1, and I have set this up so that you can here in module 1. Oh. Okay. So the next thing to know is that for instance, in module 1, you have readings 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you use the course schedule, see if I pulled up the course schedule. I did not. But you'll always want to follow the course schedule. So let me get that up here. So you can see readings 1 and 2, they were due yesterday. I'm filming this on the 25th. Readings 3, 4, and 5 are due on the 31st. It is very important that you access the Perusall readings through Folio. Do not go outside of Folio and try to log into Perusall. You can access them that way, but your grades don't transfer into the grade book. So please don't do that. And if you do that and then you go back and you try and access them through Folio, I don't think those grades carry over. So always and only access the Perusall readings through Folio. So if you go here, this is Perusall reading 1, you can click on it. And then that's how you access the reading. So, and the only way that you should access the reading, okay? So I also should say that there are some really good tutorials online. Like I went in and I searched, and this one is how grading in Perusall works for students. So this is just 1 minute and 20 seconds. I'm going to play it and then I'll talk about the document that I already sent you all. But I just wanted to show you this because it'll give you an overview of how Perusall works.
After logging in, you can select the course and then you can see assignments listed on the left-hand side or on the top tab. You click on the assignment, you can be reminded of the instructions, then scroll below the instructions and click on work on assignment. Then you can go through the tour if you need a refresher on how to use it, or it's your first time using it. So you can just click through the prompts or go to previous prompts. Eventually, you can click on end tour once you're done. Again, you'll be reminded of the instructions and you can close those and you'll see the article. all conversations, let you know the conversation's already in progress. You'll see some questions and some comments. You can click on any of those conversations to respond, or you can just highlight text in order to add a comment. Make sure you click on submit when you're done. If you want to create a post or start a conversation, you just highlight some text and start typing. And again, don't forget to click on submit. You can scroll through the article to add more comments or to respond to the comments. You can go to the different conversations. Clicking on those conversations will allow you to respond to someone else's comments.
Good grammar and spelling are important.
I did send you all, this was in your course orientation, but also in addition to being in the course orientation was provided in the email that I sent. So basically the idea of this is it's a collaborative writing assignment, I mean, a reading assignment. So you're in a group of 5 people. And the reason that we have groups of 5 is there are 45 of you. And if you were all in the same group, a lot of times like the whole thing gets highlighted, it's really hard to follow. So having these smaller groups helps you to be able to follow. So you're going to both make annotations, which can be comments or questions. You're going to respond to other students' comments and questions. You're going to highlight the sections of the reading that seem important to you. So let's talk about, first of all, here is a link to student support. So if you need additional help, go ahead and link to that. So here's annotations. And it looks at the quality of the annotations. So how many did you put in there? And then you're going to want to have annotations throughout. So if you only put like a couple of annotations at the beginning and a couple at the end, so then the question is, did you read the whole thing? So put annotations throughout. And then, so that's a little bit, and you could read more on that. So that's on annotations. Then you're going to read the entire assignment, and Perusall will keep track of that, how fast you do that. So if you just kind of scan through it really quick, it's going to figure you haven't had time to read this. So the idea is it keeps track of your active reading time. And then getting to your responses. So if people, you're going to respond to other people. This is upvoting. I didn't include any of that, so you don't really have to do that. But the idea is that someone asks the question and you respond to it, and it's kind of like a vote instead of a typing it into the chat. And that's it. So if you got a poor grade this time, I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. If you got a poor grade this time, it might be a few things. It might be that you spent part of your time with the assignment by going to the website and logging in instead of going through Folio. And then you went back and you went into Folio, and so it only counted what you did on Folio. So make sure you go directly through Folio to link. That's one thing. It may be that you didn't read it beginning to end. You read just a little bit at the beginning, kind of scanned quickly through and read at the end. So it kind of looked at that. You might not have put enough annotations. I had a student ask, well, how many annotations do we need? I would put as many as you think, right? Because if I say you need 6 of them, it may be that, then maybe you needed more than that. So just put what you think and kind of keep an eye on your score. And don't forget that you can respond to other people's comments and questions, and you can put your own comments and questions. So these are the kinds of things that will give you high credit on Perusall. I will say some folks did very well. I'm going to guess that maybe those people had done Perusall before. I don't know. So so keep that in mind. Again, there are some great tutorials online. There is a link to student support actually in the document that I sent. But probably the most important thing to remember is link to Perusall from the link on Folio. And it's important that you read beginning to end, comment, ask questions, collaborate. And if you're finding that you're reading early and none of the other people in your group have done that, just put a lot of comments of your own and a lot of questions of your own, and maybe pop back in like the day that it's due and see what other people have written and add to it. Because you can add to it right up until the deadline, the time that it closes. Again, if you have any additional concerns, contact Perusall directly. You can email me, but try not to panic. It's the best 12 out of 16. You've only done the first 2. Just an FYI, the next set of Perusall readings, which are 3, 4, and 5, are due the 31st. So try and keep that in mind. And if you have questions or concerns about anything, please contact me by email, and I'll try and make one of these videos on a regular basis as things come up. So let me know your concerns. Thank you all.